Boo, bringing crafting to you, and today we're going to just make a birthday card. So I'm starting off with a piece of 5 5/8 by 5 5/8. Now I'm going to use my stamping platform because I'm going to use a Stampin' Right marker. So basically, when I use Stampin' Right markers, I like to use a stamping platform so that if it doesn't stamp well, I can keep going over my stamp and re-stamping till I get the depth of colour that I've got. So I've just put my sentiment. I'm just going to pick that up, and I've got Rococo Rose, which is a very old colour, but I've not got an ink pad with this. I've just got a Stampin' Right marker. So I'm just going to go over, use the side of your Stampin' Right marker, so, or any marker pens you've got now. Don't try this with blends, because when I was new to doing stamping, I saw people doing it with Stampin' Right markers and thought it would work, silly me, with a blend, and it doesn't. So just be warned. Right, so I'm making sure that that's in the corner, pressing my sentiment down, and I'm happy with that. I managed to do it first time without any problems. So I'm going to take that off for a moment. I'll put that on a block out of the way, and I want to stamp in the corners. So I'm just going to bring another stamp. Now I've not used this one very much, so it's hard to get off. So I'm going to stamp in the corner. Now I'm actually going to risk this, because I'm going to try and pull this down. So I'm going to try and do it about a centimetre square, hopefully, roughly anyway. So I just want my flower to come right there. So I'm going to make sure that this is firmly down with my magnets. Going to pick that up, that's right in the corner. Going to go over with my Stampin' Right marker. You see I'm colouring my stamp. Let's say I've barely used this one. Just making sure that I've got it all nicely covered, which I think I practically have. Okay, so I'm just going to go in that corner. Just press down. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to move this, and I want it to go in the corner there. So I'm just going to pop it down. Hopefully I didn't move it. Soon find out. And I'm going to go back over with my Stampin' Right marker, my Rococo Rose. I'm now wishing that I'd done Blushing Bride instead, but hey ho. Right. Try and get rid of the bubbles. I think I've made it very bubbly, and that's why I got some bubbles on that. So I'm going to try and smooth it and slow down a bit, get rid of the bubbles. Better. And then come in the corner, just press it down, lift it up. Yep, there we go, that's better. Right, so I've done that. Whoops, that's how I smash my magnet. You know, I've had these for years, and then I go and smash one. Right, so let's move that out of the way for the moment. Now I have got a bit of a cloth. So I'm just going to take this off because I'm also going to put some on my envelope for a change. So I'm bringing in my envelope. I'm going to do it on the front, but I'm just going to do it in this corner. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think yeah, I think that's all right. So I'm just going to put my magnets on just to keep it in place. And again, I'm going to go for doing this more gently this time. I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to gently do it. Now I've had this. I don't know what year it was Rococo Rose was there, but I've had this Stampin' Right marker. I keep mine pens like this and make sure my tops are always clicked on, and they do last a very, very long time. There we go. That will do in the corner there. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to leave that as that. So I'll leave my magnets on, move my envelope out of the way in the stamping apparatus, and then we'll move on to the next. So card blank we're using will be your full size, which is 11 3/4 by 5 7/8, score at 5 7/8, and then crease down the middle. So I'll just bring my bone folder in to give that a good crease. Okay, and now we're going to decorate the front. So I have a piece of silver mirror board, and this measures 2 3/4 by 5 3/8. Then I've got a piece of DSP. This happens to be a Rococo Rose background, which measures 2.5 by 5 1/8. So we're going to stick that on the top. So I thought I'd make a birthday card today with you. I'm going to mix up what I do. So I have used my circuit not to cut out my card this time, or my DSP, but I've cut out my back of my sentiment, and I've used the permanent vinyl, the smart vinyl, lovely gold. So I've put that on already to save my time. Okay, so, and I'll tell you the size of that. So we're going to glue this on now. So I'm looking for an equal increment at the sides and top and bottom. So I'm looking, so you'll have about looks like about 1/4 inch top, bottom and side. So we're going to put that down, hold it down. With it being mirrored card, it's sometimes curled a bit, so I'll do that. Now I've got another piece of mirror card, and that measures 3 7/8 by it's actually 1/16 over 3 inches, but you could just make it 3 inches. I just roughly did something, so that's why it's like that. I have then got a piece that goes on top of that, and this is Blushing Bride, that I've had to do the 16th, but if you did what did I say do? I said if you did the 3, then you could just do 2 3/4. Mine's slightly over, a 16th over, and then 3 5/8 for that. Did I tell you that one? That measures, if I didn't, that was 3 7/8. I think I did, actually. So we're going to put those two together. And then all I did was find something that would fit in the middle of this. So this is where I haven't got any sort of fancy embellishment type these. Not the right size. I have got some, but they're not the right size. So I wanted to make this. So I actually made this. This is 3.5 by 2 3/4, just so that it gave me some of the pink showing behind. And I just chose this. I made a frame and then actually made did some slicing and made this size. Now if you got in touch with me and you wanted me to put this on the Circuit Design Space under me, if you follow me on there, then I will do. Just all it is the white background and the happy birthday that I've used. But just get in touch with me if you want me to do that. Right, I'm going to put this further towards the top. So I'm going to look for an equal increment of coming down and there, and I'm going to glue that on. Now, I think I'm just going to glue this flat at the moment. So I'm not going to put this upon any dimensionals, just keeping it fairly flat. So equal to the top and the bottom. Think about there. Make sure you've got it straight. Let's put my grid straight there. Have I got that straight? I think it looks about straight. Okay. Right, now I've cut some elements out. So I've cut out my with my daisy punch. I've got medium daisy punch, and I did think I was going to do a little bit of messing with my edges, daubing it on, but I haven't got a stamping dauber that's the right colour handy. So I've got a blending brush, so I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to get my blending brush and I'm going to just put my Cocoa Rose onto my stamping block and just pick up that there off the block, and then just going to come in, and I can't see it yet, so I'm going to keep going. So putting it more on my stamping block. So if I had a stamping ink pad this colour, I would actually still stamp on this block, so that if I've got different colours on these blending brushes, I would do that so that it doesn't dirty my ink pad. So that's a tip for you that I like to do. Pick more of this up. I usually like doing this on my glass mat, but I haven't got my glass mat out. Right, now it's I can actually see a little bit. It's not a lot, it's just a little bit. Now I'm going to see whether it'll make any difference now to my lighter one. So I've cut one out in Rococo Rose, and the other is Blushing Bride. That's just the old DSP for the subtles. So I'll show you the back side in a minute, and I've just inked that up a little bit. Just adds a little bit. It's barely noticeable at the moment, so let's just pick a bit more up. and go back again. I think it helps when you've got glass mat, because it puts it back on to your brush really. I think that's okay. Yeah, it's done a little bit. So I'm going to stick this, so there you can see the pattern on the back, so you can see there's a little bit of pattern on there. So I'm just going to stick this glue in the middle and then offset, so you've kind of got it like that. And then I've cut this little centre is from the Lily, what's it called? I've got it right here, so I'll be able to tell you. Art for Amaryllis. So completely wrong about Lily. Where did Lily come from? So you've got that nice little centre there. So I'm going to do the same to the other one. Now I'm hoping you can see the difference, because they didn't look to be much different, but now I can see the two together. You're not picking it up actually very much, but it's a richer depth of colour. So I'm going to do the same again. So I'm going to pick it up on there. Keep picking it up on the brush, and I'll do the round. It just adds a bit. I just like to add a bit and pick it up a bit more. That's it. And then let's bring this in. It's made it a bit more tonal, I think. I like it. Let's get more. Okay. Get more. Another tip for you that I've been doing is with blending brushes, when I've been using colour, I am scrubbing over on my chamois. So that's something else that to just take the edge off the colour that's on them. Yes, I'm liking that. Yeah, love that. So again, I'm going to put a dab of glue in the middle, and then I'm going to pop this offset on the top. Okay, and then I've got a centre for there. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the centre and then pop that in the centre. There we go, lovely, like that. So I'm going to pop them to one side. Now, because I'm not using the glass mat, I'm just going to pick up my mat and turn it over so that I know it's dry on this side. Okay, right, so bringing back in the card, I'm just going to wipe my hands. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in the corner here and the corner down here. So I'm going to put that actually up on a dimensional. So I'm going to get a dimensional now. Let's see if this one's started. Keep starting so many of them. I don't want to have loads started all at once. We're only on this one. I know I started one. I'll have had it out. It'll be on the table somewhere. But oh, just found it. Just in time, just in the nick of time. So I'm going to put a dimensional on the centre of this one, and then just pop that in the corner there, and do the same with the other one. So pop that in the corner there, and I'm gonna have it about there. Now that's helpful. I'm going to shape just a little bit. My flower's going down, I think. Just decided on that one. And I need to take the backing off. That will be super helpful. So I'll put that coming down in the corner there. Right, now I'm going to flick these up. So that one I did down. These I'm going to flick up a bit. Okay, make it a bit different. In fact, it's easier with my fingers, so I'm making the flowers more interesting. Okay, you could do them both down. I'm going to do one up and one down just to make it different. Okay, then I've got I love this foliage. I've done this in I wanted to say mint macaron, only it's soft sea sprout, soft seas foam. I'll get it out in a minute. It's just such a beautiful green, this. And I'm gonna just bring this out. Gonna lift some leaves up to tuck it under. A minute when I can get it tucked under. There we go. So I'm going to bring those going down there. And then I've got another one. And we're going to do it coming out the top then. So I love mixing sets. So any foliage you've got, so it doesn't have to be these. This foliage happens to be from Everything is Rosy. I've had it a very long time. But any foliage you've got, because there's some beautiful foliages out there, you just need to grab yourself some foliage. Just took that under there. Let it find its way. There should be one more somewhere. And it's disappeared. There it is. This soft sea foam goes with so many colours. It is really beautiful. So it's just so light and easy to go with lots of things. So I'm putting that out there. I've also this piece of gold that I'm using. This piece of foliage comes out of something abound, is it called? Let's see. I don't know whether I will be able to put it down there. Might have to. Oh, just going to have that just there. And I have got some other little ones. There we go. I've got some little bits here that I'm going to stick at the top. Okay, so that can be stuck at the top there. And then we'll stick. Now I've only done two, breaking the rules, and only doing twos. Okay, so that's kind of coming. Whoops, come back in there. Right, now I want to stick something in the centre. Oh, before I do that, I'm just going to now stick the insert in. Remember, we'd done the insert at the very beginning, so I'm just going to stick this now in my base. Okay, give it equal increment all the way around. I just think that corner's just a bit sticking over, so go over your bone folder if you get any nasty corners. So that's the inside, that's the front. So let's gem it up now. And really They're going to be, yeah, perfect. I just wanted some tiny little gems that I, oops, sorry, that I want to stick right in the centre of my flower there, and one in the centre up here. Okay, and I'm going to stick one right here. Okay, and I think I'm happy with that. Fairly simple, but hope you like that. So give me a thumbs up if you do. If you liked, as I say, this middle bit, then I would put that up for you. Just let me know. Okay, so there we go. I think that's a lovely card, and then the envelope you saw, I just put that on. So let's just pop it like that. So thank you very much for dropping by. I do appreciate it. Stay well, stay safe. Bye for now.